Hey, my name is Ryan Postel, co-founder of CodeStitch, and in this video we're going to go over how to add dark mode to your website. Number one, the fastest way to do that is to use one of our navigations. That is because if we look at the code, this is from one of our navigations. Every navigation that we have has a commented out dark mode button that's in every HTML. And if you choose the dark mode styles for your navigation, they come with the styles for the dark mode toggle. So when we have a site like this where we grab the nav, it's a drop down, and we added the dark mode, but you notice the button's not here. Well, all you got to do to have it is uncomment it. And when you do that, it's going to be there, and it's gonna look like what it's supposed to look like on mobile and on desktop. So it will be placed for mobile, and then as we get bigger, it will be placed for desktop appropriately. And this is individually for every navigation because, as you can see, not all navigations look the same. So on this one, the dark mode button is actually right here, and it fits in a very specific spot and has very specific code to make it fit here and fit nicely. Especially on mobile. So all of our navigations already have a dark mode button built in so that you don't have to think about doing it. All you have to do to enable dark mode is to go over to your navigation, scroll down to the bottom to dark mode, and go to all. So we have our two dark mode schemes, and we will be adding more as we go. But for now, we just have like a black theme and like a light blue kind of theme here. So let's go with the dark theme, like the dark black. We're going to click this code, and you see it already comes with a button, but since we already have one in our navigation, we don't need to use it. So I'm going to grab the CSS. I use less, but we're just going to use CSS for now for our dark styles, because we got our dark CSS file here with nothing, and we're just going to paste. And these are our core dark mode styles. So from dark CSS, we're going to get these variables, which is dark, medium, and accent. And these three colors are your main dark mode theme. And that's what every stitch in the library will be using for their dark mode colors. So you don't have to come up with it on your own. Every code stitch on dark mode, when we change the colors, will either be using dark, medium, or accent. So whatever you place inside of these variables for the colors, that's what will change across your entire website for dark mode. And of course, we have the P's, Li's, and H's. Everybody, we just set it to white, just as like a base coverall. So let's go ahead and delete this, or collapse this. And then we have our dark mode toggle button here. This is the styles for our dark mode toggle. However, since we already have one in our navigation, we don't need it. So we delete it, and we're going to save. And then you got to grab the JS. So this is the JavaScript that makes dark mode work. Let's go ahead and copy, and then we just paste it in our dark, which I already have here, but I'm just going to do it again anyway. So we paste it in here, and that's it. We did everything for you. You don't have to think about it now. So we can go ahead and close this, and let's go back to our site now, and here it is. So let's go ahead and let's get out of here real quick. And when we click on it, it works. The JavaScript is handling the event listener. It's adding a class of dark mode to the body. And based on that dark mode class being on the body, all of these dark mode styles will run. And it also, when we go to mobile, it also works there. And you got the navigation that also has its dark mode styles. So these are darkened. Whoops, just like that. So let's go ahead and let's add another element or another stitch here and see how dark mode works. So let's go to, let's add because we're on the hero, so let's add a services to go underneath that. And I want to use this one. So we're going to grab this guy. It's a 3 card, so let's get the HTML and paste this like you normally would if you were using CodeStitch yourself. So we're going to paste it there, save. And I'm going to grab my CSS. I use less, and here it is. Add dark mode, because at the bottom here, it's going to stop at tablet, and that's the last bit of code you need for this. But if you add dark mode, now it's going to have the dark mode media query at the bottom that contains all of our dark mode styles. So let's go ahead and copy this to clipboard. And then we go to local here and we paste. Since we've already done the intro video, that we remove our variables, remove our font, and we remove our topper, title, and text. That is in our how to use CodeStitch video that I will also have linked in this in this description. But basically, we just pull those out and we're putting them here. This is where our root, our topper, title, text is, so that we can use them across the entire website. These will change every topper, title, text on the entire website because these are all exactly the same in every single stitch. And that's as far as I will go. So we remove those, and let's go ahead and collapse these guys. And here's our dark mode styles. So let's go ahead and save. And when we do that, let's check our live site. Now we have our stitch, and it fits very nicely. These hoverings are working. The buttons are working, so they're all pulling from the same variables, which is why we pulled them out. Now, when we hit the dark mode button, they are loading their base dark mode styles. But you notice this one has a different color on dark mode, so we just have to change that. We go to our dark mode here, and when the body has a class of dark mode added to it, run these styles. So right now, topper is primary light. Let's just make that primary, and then save. There, see, now it's all fixed. So these are just there's minor things you're going to have to fix because not all code stitches have uniform dark mode styles. The only thing that is uniform is, as you can see, this background color. This is the dark variable, and this gray here is the medium. And then we also have the accent, which is lighter than this. And in dark mode, generally, how you want it laid out is the darker colors go in the background, and every layer you go up is when you add a lighter color. So like this is our darkest color, this is the background, so okay, we're gonna make this the dark color, and we're one layer on top now. This is a layer, so when we decide what color we want this background to be, we choose the next color up, which is medium. If we go to dark CSS, the next color up is medium, and if we added something else on top of that, we would use accent. And that's kind of the a general rule for dark mode theming and styling, just so that you can make it look good and not have it just be random haphazard colors everywhere. There is a purpose to the way we implement this, and it's in this kind of this stacking layer of colors that we do for dark mode. But yeah, you'll just have to make a couple edits when you're like, we have to change this color. Obviously, instead of being primary light, we probably want this to be primary, the orange. But that's it. That's how dark mode works. Everything is based on those three variables, so that no matter what stitch you put in your website, they will also create a cohesive dark mode. And if you wanted to change the styles, let's say we wanted to use the other dark mode scheme. Let's just go to this dark mode scheme, and all we have to do is go here and grab the root variables. That's it. Let's just grab these root variables to change our dark mode theme. So let's go to dark CSS. Here's our root. Paste. Now the colors are different, and when we save, our website's going to be different. Now it's in a light blue theme, and every stitch is pulling from the same variables, so that your entire website can change at the same time and in a uniform way. So I think that's what makes CodeStitch really cool, is you can do that in just a copy and paste. We planned this from the beginning to be able to do this, so that's just an extra little nugget that shows the detail we went into when we were building this and building our stitches and how they're all going to work together. So that's the overall how dark mode works. But however, if you are not using a CodeStitch navigation, maybe you're using another one or something else from somewhere, or maybe you built your own, there is a way to do that. So let's go ahead and let's go in here. Let's just pretend we don't have a dark mode button. Let's remove that, and let's remove the button from here. Boop. Okay, so here's the dark mode toggle code that came with our navigation. We're just going to delete that, and now it's as if it never existed. Let's go ahead and refresh. Oh, Well, it looks like it's stuck on dark mode. So let's see if I can do a hard refresh. Nope. Yep, it's stuck on dark mode. I gotta turn this off really quick. I gotta turn the toggle up and save. There we go. All right, turn it off. First, turn off the dark mode, then remove the dark mode. Okay, now that's gone. And this is what we have. So let's say we're gonna add this dark mode again. Let's grab the toggle button and we gotta think about where we wanna put it. So on mobile, it's gonna be absolutely positioned to be right of any hamburger menus, and it's going to be vertically centered inside its bar. So you don't want to put it inside the navigation here with all of your navs and stuff, because this is hidden on mobile. It's scrunched up. Its height is 0, and its overflow is hidden, so this button won't show up. So we don't want to put it inside of our navigation. So let's roll that out. And we know on desktop, we want it to be to the right of this button. So the easiest way to make that happen is to just put it underneath the button, because on desktop, it's relatively positioned. So if we want it to be to the right of the button, well, we just got to put it underneath the button. And then we're going to save. And let's go in. Let's grab our CSS here. Yeah, I'm just going to grab regular CSS. And in our dark CSS, I'm just going to copy and paste everything in here. Since we don't have a conflicting dark mode toggle on our nav anymore, we just save and put this here. And obviously we copy and paste our JavaScript. There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. We copy and paste this back, right? But we've already did that, so we don't need to worry about it. Now, I think we saved everything, so let's see what it looks like. Right away, it's absolutely positioned. And you know, it's a little far to the left, and on mobile, it's absolutely positioned to be to the right of any navigation hamburger menu here. So we click on this. Maybe it's too close. Maybe we want to move it to the left a little bit. Well, when we hover over the dark mode toggle code, it looks like we have a right value of 3.75 RAM. So all you gotta do is just change that. So maybe we want it to be 4, and you just push it away. Move it however you want. And on desktop, it looks like if we click on it, no, I think we got it right here. So we have a margin left of 8.75 rem. And that's creating a lot of space here because we already have a gap property on our navigation. So this is kind of pushing it more than it needs to. So in order to make that look nice, all we got to do is go to our desktop code. So here's our mobile. And here's our desktop code. Here's our margin left. And here goes our margin left. So we remove that and save. And there we go. Now we have a dark mode button in a navigation that did not come with one. And when we click on it, it works. Yay. There we go. I was just double clicking. But yeah, so our dark mode toggle button comes pre-styled and prearranged to fit inside your nav this way. So just know that on mobile, it will be absolutely positioned to the right of your hamburger menu. And on desktop, it will be relatively positioned and have a margin left in case you're not using Flexbox like me. Maybe you're not using Flexbox. So that margin left is to create space if there is no space there. It's really just minor tweaks and edits, but overall, for being kind of a catch-all button that to be placed anywhere, I think that code is pretty simple, and it does almost everything we need for you to be able to add a dark mode button inside your navigation without having to do too much styling and tweaking. But overall, that is how our dark mode works. Every time you click this button, it toggles the dark mode on the body, and every stitch that has that body.dark mode styling, those fire off. So that is how you add dark mode to your website. That's how it works, and that's how every stitch talks to each other with their dark mode so that your entire website can be themed very easily. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy using CodeStitch. Thanks for watching.